Hi guys, welcome to the Lenny Movie Fan Channel. My name's Tyler. Today's review is going to be for Utopia, the new Amazon Prime series, Season 1. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you give me a thumbs up down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and the little notification bell. That way you get alerts to when I post a new video. I'm not going to get into spoilers or dive deep into the story of the series. It is fairly new, so even if you haven't seen it, I think you can enjoy this review. The show stars Rainn Wilson, who played Dwight Schrute in The Office. It also stars John Cusack, who was Lloyd Dobler in one of my favorite movies of all time, Say Anything. And he was also in Hot Tub Time Machine, a bunch of other movies. Jessica Rothe is also in the show. I think I'm in love with her. She was in Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2. The actors I just mentioned were all great in the parts that they were given. There's some decent child actors in this show, and then there are some actors that didn't really live up to what I thought they were going to be in the show and whose performances were not that great. One pro of the show is that they actually didn't shy away from violence. They actually use it so much that you become numb to it. And you're just like, okay, everybody's killing people. The good guys are murdering people in cold blood, and everybody. So I guess that's really not a pro, but if you like violence, I guess it is. I don't know. The dialogue in the show is nothing to write home about. You guys know I'm a stickler for the writing and the dialogue of shows and movies. For me, the plot was frustrating. A criticism that people have of The Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars Episode 9 that is, and other movies and stuff that come out nowadays is there are MacGuffins, which are things in the story that the main characters have to go find and retrieve, and it moves the story along that way. Oftentimes, if this is repeated in a story, it gets kind of repetitive, and you notice it. It's hard not to notice. It was just really tiresome to me, and you see it probably on my face that I'm like, I wouldn't watch this show if I didn't want to review it for you guys and for the channel, because halfway through I was ready to turn it off. I really felt like the show Utopia was too self-indulgent. It revolved around this Sarah Connor type character that they tried to make her into, which was supposed to be this badass. It wasn't believable to me. They have all this stuff going on. All the characters know this comic book and a little bit of what's going on, pieces of the puzzle, and the audience is left in the dark. You're supposed to follow this main character. That story structure works, and it's forgivable, and the characters are likable, and the story is going to pay off somehow, and you're invested. And again, that's not the case here. This Jessica Hyde character, she was boring, wasn't a believable badass, and I didn't think the actress was that great in her performance. The show came out at a very interesting time. Coincidentally, there was a pandemic going on in the world with coronavirus, and the show, the imagery it invokes, has a lot of PPE and masks and pandemic gear and hospitalizations being shown and people, visibly sick. So there are a little bit differences, but a lot of the same images of hospitals and things shut down and people with masks. A lot of the themes, though, weren't directly relevant to the coronavirus and what's going on nowadays. It was more like overpopulation, things that they were dealing with. I really wanted to like this show. The first episode was decent. I think even the last episode was pretty good. It didn't really make me want to watch season 2 because you kind of knew that's how it was going to end. I think it ruined it for me around episode 3 or 4 when they killed a main character that I was really interested in, and then they made some other characters the leads that I don't think should have been. That was kind of the last straw for me. This really isn't a fun show, given the themes it deals with death and disease and whatever. You don't really expect it to be, but they kind of made it that's what it was going for at some points, and it just didn't land. It didn't work. The Boys and other shows like that, the camaraderie between the characters and the interactions and whatever, they could have serious things going on, death and whatever, but it's still an element of fun. This doesn't have that. There's no character I gravitated towards personally that I was rooting for. You could tell where the story's going to go, but I really wasn't interested. I just didn't want to go along for the ride. So that's my review for Utopia Season 1, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and like this video, like I said in the beginning, and share this around on Facebook, Twitter, social medias, and make sure that you subscribe and hit the little notification bell. That way you don't miss when I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one.